each moment that you have, each day that you embark on, every idea that resonates within you, those three things inside of you create this thing I like to call the journey.
So you might have just been feeling mad about the situation or whatever, any situation, that same kid might be heartbroken about it instead of just angry. So that's coming from two different.
You in school, so you're saying you're already labeled as not going to graduate or make it. You're already labeled as you're in the 2% of people, 2% chance of not making it or whatever.
Yeah.
What's up? This is Tyron here at The Journey, and today I got two special guests. It's actually two of my former players. They played for me summer basketball. 2014 that y'all came on. They played 3 years of summer basketball for me. It was the Tulsa Dream Team, baby. We went to OKC, we went to Kansas, went to Branson, right? And so I lost my voice a lot of times yelling at these dudes, and but they're some good dudes, man. They actually have graduated. You graduated, right? This is Daryl. This is Freddie, and now y'all both graduated, right? Yeah. So y'all graduated when, last year?
Yeah, May 2017.
Class of 2017, baby. So, what are y'all doing now?
Man, first and foremost, RIP to my brother Ant.
RIP to Ant. We just, my man Ant, man, he, not the Ant Man. His name is Anthony. We call him Ant, but no, shout out to him, man. He just passed away a few days ago, and so, man, yeah, shout out to Ant, man. So, what are you doing now?
Oh man, just been working, working on my music.
Okay.
Trying to get my message out, to the kids.
Message out to the kids. So, what message are you trying to get out to the kids? Now, first of all, you rap too, right?
Yes.
So y'all both rap together. So, do y'all have like a rap name or what?
Juice with a 7.
Juice with a 7. Now, I never knew this as a coach. Okay, this is my first time hearing this. Juice with it 7.
No, Juice like. The word juice, but instead of a J, you put a 7.
Yeah. Oh, J. Oh, Juice with a 7. Okay, I got you. Juice.
And my name is Freddo the Great.
Freddo the Great.
Yeah.
Freddo the Great and Juice with a 7 in that thing. Right? All right. So they doing music. Now, what else do you do? Now, I know you work at Quick Trip, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, working. What about you?
I work at Macy's Distribution Center.
So brothers out here working, grinding. That's what it is. That's what the journey is about, right? You're working. I am too as well, and they're working, and they going after their gift, their journey, man, which is the music. Now you said you're trying to get your music out to kids, right? And when you say kids, what do you mean by that?
Just me just getting out of high school and going to the real world immediately. I'm still I'm a kid myself,
right.
And we don't get to voice our real opinion a lot, or have a lot of people that understand what we're going through and what we're thinking nowadays.
Right. Now, when you say you have a voice, are you referring to just in general, just in life, or I mean, y'all came fresh out of high school, right? So y'all just, it ain't even been a year, has it? So you spent your time in front of obviously teachers. So did you feel like you had a voice at school?
No.
No? Did you feel like you had a voice at school, Freddie?
Not really, no.
Really? Why?
I mean, it wasn't the staff. People got a little bigger than that. This one school is one voice, but I mean, in Oklahoma City, that's the head. You know what I'm saying? And they telling a lot of teachers personal into with the kids in the teaching y'all pay salary is personal. You know what I mean? That's between, y'all, they need to get that right, because like I was just telling you earlier, a lot of us kids, we like to keep stuff to ourselves on a lot. That's just a perfect example. My brother Ant, it's hard to talk to somebody that really understand where you coming from and genuinely feel you, not try to understand you just to make you feel better, right. But just like you coming from where we came from.
Right.
We feel you.
Yeah.
Like you like a father figure and a brother to us.
Yeah.
So it's just good to have people like that in your life that actually understand, instead of just, I've been through that, I know. they might not have felt the same way you felt about it. It's a lot of emotions that can play into one situation.
Right.
Like right now, I'm mad that Ed is gone. I'm mad that he did that.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him at the same time, and I feel love.
Right.
So while you might have just been feeling mad about the situation or whatever, any situation, that same kid might be heartbroken about it instead of just angry. So that's coming from two different places.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important, like, to talk to kids nowadays. I hear a lot of parents like, "Oh, I never understand these kids." Like, have you tried to? Like, y'all just hear something bizarre like nowadays and just be like, "Oh, I'm done."
Wow.
Like,
You feel the same way. I mean,
Yeah,
you feel the same way,
I
right?
feel everything you're saying right now.
Wow. Hey, Journey family. If you haven't got a chance yet, check out my previous chapters. The intro, Arthur Graham. The call part 1 with myself. The call part 2 with my beautiful wife, Ashley Hall. And the call part 3 with a great friend of mine, Paul Collins. Now, I'm going to do something new going forward, and it's called Share Your Journey. That's right, share your story. Share your path to where you're at and where you came from, and then also where you plan to head. You can email me at nextlevel025@gmail.com. Email me, give us a brief rundown of, like I said, where you're at, where you've been, and where you're headed. And we'll get back with you. And love to have you on the show to inspire others with your story, with your journey, right? Hope you're enjoying this great convo with Daryl and Freddie, my 2 former players, fresh out of high school, giving us some perspective from the youth standpoint of just the thing that's approaching here in Tulsa, Oklahoma with the teacher walkout. So tune in for the rest of this convo, some great stuff, and we'll holler at you next time. So what's been happening lately for some of y'all who out there maybe don't live in Tulsa or Oklahoma, or for those who do, you know what's happening right now, is this teacher walkout is approaching, right? And I think it's approaching, April 2nd, right? It's supposed to happen. Now, kids have, protested in different schools. Kids have actually came out and spoken on behalf of the teachers, right? And it's a lot of different angles to look at it from. You can look at it as, maybe the students are making it hard for the teachers. And then it's kind of like, how are you protesting for me when you're the one? Because I was an educator, so from a teacher standpoint, it was like, okay, thank you for protesting for me, but man, you've made it, my job to a degree stressful at times. But then it's like, what are the kids saying, right? So I've had this dialogue in my mind, like, even the kid, what happened in Florida, right? And that's not the first time that's happened, right? That's happened other times, other places. And it's like when kids respond like this, like as you said earlier, y'all was saying earlier, when y'all act out, right? I feel like sometimes maybe the kids are saying, man, this is whack. Like, education is whack. The way it's presented to y'all, maybe the way we're trying to educate you or teach you about things or getting knowledge to you, maybe the system of it all is just whack, and maybe y'all trying to tell us that in a different way, or the best way that you can tell us, right? That's what I've thought. But earlier we were talking about it, and I remember you were talking about how the teachers need to try to understand the kid more. How is that, and how is that possible? Like explain that to us. Like, what do you mean by that? Because if you don't want to bring up stuff, right, then how is the teacher supposed to kind of try to get in to understand? You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, you were the teacher for how long? 8 hours a day you at school?
Yeah.
Your parents might be at work or whatever. You come to school, it's just like straight, it's like a job, straight business. No time for nothing else, That's what I was saying. Kids, like, y'all got a personal life too, I understand you. But I'm saying, like, with kids and all the social media we exposed to, death on camera every day, what I'm saying? All that really will mess a kid's head up, and people don't understand it. You seeing that constantly, all those images of people on Facebook getting shot on live or anything. It just mess with a kid's head. So the kid is more like, we gonna keep that to ourselves, because at the same time, most parents nowadays give off the vibe whereas they don't understand this generation at all. Whereas, have y'all tried to Do you actually sit there and try to have talks with your kid? No, I understand sometimes kids don't want to talk. But how you like enforce a kid to do, like, you go clean them dishes, tell you go talk to me, tell them that you go talk to me. You need to make your kid talk to you, because I'm pretty sure y'all done felt that way before in y'all life. You didn't want to talk to nobody, didn't want to tell nobody nothing.
Right, because you feel like you did.
Yeah, or you feel like nobody
wanted to hear you.
Nobody wanted to hear you. It's just stuff like being more genuinely considerate about other, like your children, the people that's gonna be taking care of us when we can't walk no more. We're gonna be running this country, the kids.
True. So, with your music, well, first of all, I remember you saying earlier too that since y'all exposed to so much in terms of, like, you know, social media, technology, seeing all this stuff that you see, videos, everything, you see so much. And you talked about how it's hard to make that kid listen to what the teacher is trying to teach them. Explain that. What did you mean by that?
I mean, yeah, especially with that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? A kid at home watching a guy on Facebook or music. I ain't gonna lie, music video. I'm not blaming it on the music, in no way, shape, or form. But y'all gotta understand, kids are still developing their minds. They're not grown yet. Like that's what I'm telling you from my experience. Right. It's a lot of stuff I done seen just graduating already that you gotta deal with when you consider an adult. Yeah. So my mind is changing as we speak now. It's always changing. Your kid's mind is never developed fully, because to learn something you have to experience or understand it or go through it. You know what I'm saying? So if a kid watch, you know, you got a kid at school cussing all day, where you think he learned that from?
Right. Exactly.
Kids don't come out, they first word ain't B unless that's what they've heard. They first word is mom or dad, because that's what they hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you get to school, on top of that, you know, everybody, you need to go to school to do this, do that. But what about as soon as you get in there, and it's always, you know what I'm saying, it's 1%, it's a 1% chance of y'all graduating, or, you know, 2 out of 3 people in this room are not gonna graduate.
So that's what you feel. So were you in school? So you're saying you're already labeled as not going to graduate or make it. You're already labeled as you're in the 2% of people, 2% chance of not making it or whatever.
Yeah. Right. And I understand what some teachers try to do with that, like it's motivation, but that was my point.
So what do you mean? So what do they say? Like when you say motivation, like what?
Like you know what I'm saying, 1% of y'all gonna graduate. Honestly, that drove me. Like, that's what I'm saying. I told myself, me personally, you gonna be that 1%.
You told yourself you're gonna be that 1%.
You're gonna be that 1%.
That will make it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just me telling myself that though. Right. Imagine if he told them kids, you know, it say 1% of y'all gonna graduate, but all y'all gonna do it. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. No kid, like, that's what I'm saying.
Wow, what a great convo with Daryl and Freddie. Now, I want to remind you, I am a trainer at the Y, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:45 a.m. and also Saturdays at 10 a.m. at the Hutchinson YMCA in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you're interested in some fight training, definitely holler at my man Paul Collins out there at Team Impact in the Broken Arrow area on Main Street. Now, we have something coming up soon that we want to present to you. Me and Paul, it's called Hall and Paul TV. We will be covering numerous topics: sports, current events, business, fitness, right? Also some comedic things too, because you know, life is nothing without some healthy humor, right? And so be on the lookout for that. Also, continue to stay engaged with this great convo with Daryl and Freddie on the event that's surrounding us as far as the teacher walkout. Some great stuff, great wisdom. It's great to hear from you, and also them hear from myself, from a teacher's perspective. So enjoy. So how you feel about that, Fred? I mean, Fred's a deep thinker, man. He's kind of like me. He kind of sit like, you know, but he got a lot going on in that Freddo, the great mind over there, man. So I mean, what do you think about the whole walkout, the whole student to teacher interaction, whatever? What do you feel about it, man?
I feel like just about the same as him. Like you gotta listen to the kids, man. Because if you don't, you'll never understand. Because I remember one time I was in middle school, I believe. I was at Bird, And I'm pretty good at math, and I had a teacher, like, she would teach everybody, but me, like, when it comes to math, I need to get taught, like, personally. Like, you have to one-on-one me. You have to. If you don't, I'll never get it. And, like, I asked for help, and all she said was, I can't help you unless you do it yourself. I said, but I don't know how. Could you help me? She said no, and I ended up having to go to McLean. Got straight A's in the worst school.
Wow.
I got straight A's.
In the worst school.
But they taught me how to learn.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Well, you know, it's funny you say that, and I just want to kind of give perspective, because this is really good for teachers to hear, students to hear this conversation, because as teachers, and I've been a teacher, you know, I still am to a degree. And so, as a teacher, when you're in a room with, I don't know if y'all know this, but really, it's supposed to be like one teacher to every 10 kids, right? So if you have 20 kids in a room, then you should have 2 teachers in the room, right? If you have 25, you have 2. But a lot of our teachers, I speak for myself as well, we are in a classroom 1 to 25.
Try 40.
Or 40, or 35, right? When you get into middle school, high school, right? And so sometimes they might not, they might feel like they don't have that time, maybe to give you that one-on-one, right? I mean, it'd be hard to leave, you know, 25 to go this one, and then now you're gonna have a mass of 25 kids, possibly kind of just talking and kind of acting up, and kind of the room kind of getting kind of chaotic, loud, or whatever. And now, since you got so loud with 25 or 30 or whatever, now I can't really focus on you because it's so loud in there. So when they say, and this is me, this is my, if I'm me as a teacher, if I'm saying to you, I can't help you unless you're working it. Well, in reality, what I'm saying is too, I gotta teach everybody. I can't just come over to you, because now, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it takes a lot of, like, not this as people, but also since we're talking about student and teacher, right? An educator, I think the student has to understand, especially y'all mature dudes, y'all high school, y'all out of high school now, fresh out of high school, and some of the other kids, but it has to be a perspective of the teachers in here by themselves, right? Yeah. And I think that's what allowed the kids and students to kind of protest for the teachers, like, man, they are in a tough position, right? To be one person to 30 kids, 35 kids, right? And so, with y'all's music though, okay, what kind of message are you trying to get across to the kids? Or to people, right? To people.
For me, my message is more like, it's okay to be different.
Okay.
Because I know to some people, I won't get to them, but there's going to be a few that I get to. Not everybody's going to like you, but it's going to be something that will. That's one thing I got to learn as an artist, really.
Yeah.
I got to understand that.
Okay, what about you?
Man, I just, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm still a kid, like, you know, I know what y'all going through, you know what I'm saying. Other stuff as well, like with this school shooting. Just like how they going about things, you know, like, it ain't too much positive music or like music like focusing on those situations. Cause people need to have these talks. We need to solve these problems, y'all. How many kids y'all gonna let go before we solve these problems? And that's my point. I want to use this music platform to make other kids' lives better, because I just, you know, I'm still a kid, but I just got out of that school phase of it.
Man.
Right.
And it's hard to try to focus on school on top of a million other things, plus what you seeing, plus now, like, honestly, more of my friends is dying now that I'm getting older. That's hard to deal with.
It's so hard.
Or going to class hearing, like, you know, one of your friends ain't gonna make it to graduate, which I know that's real, but that's stuff that's like you gotta hear every day out here. And I just want the kids to know, like, you know what I'm saying, I feel y'all. Like, I know your parents might not, some of your friends might not even, but just me experiencing what I've been experiencing, like, I want to have an understanding for every person. Even the dude who shot up the school, I want to know what he was feeling or what drove him to do that.
That's real.
Because I'm sorry, like, in my opinion, you would want a second chance just as well as anybody.
Right.
And not necessarily a second chance a chance to understand this kid? Why did you do that?
Man, as y'all see throughout the video, we've highlighted a few times. Shout out to Anthony, who just passed away, and so this is a little slideshow to honor his life that he lived here, short life, but a great life. And so, man, Anthony, man, a leader. He just lights up every room, every gym, every place that he walks into. He is the first to step up. He was a clown, such a funny dude. Always quick to just step up and pray. We had great conversations in our hotel conversations on trips, and I just remember him being such a great leader, somebody I can talk to on a different level, man. And he had a great mind. And man, we know you're in a better place. We know where you're at. I know where you're at. And I got the honor of actually baptizing Anthony about 1.5 years ago. And he was the first person I ever baptized. And so, man, RIP, or really I would say RIC, rest in Christ. And so, man, I'm gonna miss you, man. And we pray for the family, and that they have peace, and that they're strong in this time. And man, we'll holler at you, man. It's been great knowing you, and or as you would call me, little mama. All right, man. This is the journey. See y'all next time, and share, subscribe, watch over and over again. We'll holler at you.
I love every team. Like, if you ever talk, I respect you so much. But at the same time, this is a hard job, and I'm sorry. We come with the job. Like, some of our parents leave our problems to y'all, and I'm sorry for that. But like, the field of work y'all in too, y'all gotta understand that's what come with it.
That's what come with it.
That's what come. I'm sorry.
I got some value on that. That's what come with it, baby. That's what come with it.